Keith, remember when you used to complain to me about how Dad treated you? He was mean to you, did all these different things, and I just listened. Well, you can get him back now. He can't do anything to you. So go ahead and tell him some of those things you used to tell me about him.
Hey, first of all, you've never heard me say one bad thing about Coach Dad. No, it's like I tell people there's only there's a couple people I'd take a bullet for. He's definitely one of them. You know.
I appreciate it. Tell our listeners what you are doing now. You spent the whole time with Miami, and then you gone to work for them. Tell us what your job is now.
Right now, I am actually a director of college and pro scouting. I go out and evaluate college and pro players, and I also evaluate the minor leagues. So this year I've been pretty busy watching basically 3 leagues and just trying to find players with some characteristics that we look for and that could possibly help us be a better team.
I want to tell our listeners, they have already said this 1,000 times, but Keith Askins not only had great ability, but he had great awareness of what it took to win. I asked him to come off the bench a year or so. He started some after a junior year, but whatever we needed to do to make our team better, that was the reason it won 19 out of 21 conference games one year. He was there to be sure that it was done that way. And we go against Barry and I sitting together against Florida in the finals at Tennessee, at the University of Tennessee in the finals of the SEC tournament, and he popped it to him by making a lot of shots, a lot of times, but in that particular game he burned it up. So his ability not only to play and win and those kinds of things, but his ability to get guys to do what they're supposed to do was huge in our basketball program, Barry.
No doubt.
Thanks, Keith. Go ahead.
Well, Coach, it's about trust. You hear a lot of people talk about trust, and if you got to talk about it, you don't have it. And one thing that we never talked about, we always knew that we trusted one another. And, I wouldn't be in this position today if I didn't trust you and you told me, Keith, why don't you just go down there and give it a shot? If you don't make it, you got your education. You always come back here. If I didn't take your words to heart, I wouldn't have 27 years. Here in Miami with you and Norman Blast, may rest in peace. You guys said go down to Miami. They need someone like you. and I've been here,
great.
Going on 27 years.
That's great. God, 27 years. That's unbelievable.
We're talking with Keith. I was thinking about that this morning, Keith. 'Cause I remember watching you in high school over at Coleman Coliseum your senior year. Nobody was really recruiting you much. But I think Rick Barnes and Dad saw something in you. But I was thinking about that. I said, here's this kid in high school. He's in Athens, Alabama. Really not even being recruited and I couldn't remember how many years you've been in Miami, but he comes to Alabama, has a great experience, and now he's been down in Miami for 27 years. You think this kid from Athens, Alabama ever thought his life would turn out like that? Just kind of talk about that, Keith.
Yeah, my opportunity, I remember your dad telling me, I'm not gonna promise you that you're gonna play. But what I promise you is that I give you an opportunity to get an education, and if you work, you get a chance to play, then I'll play you. But first and foremost, he said, I'll give you an opportunity to get an education. I never dreamt of being involved with professional sports. I was set on making sure I got a good education. I was able to. I always wanted to wear a suit and wear nice shoes and carry a briefcase. And, back in Athens, Alabama, when I was growing up, the only people that you saw doing that were preachers and insurance men. So I know I wasn't going to be a preacher. And I really wanted to be an insurance man, but I knew I had to get, I had to go down and get an education. I got my degree in marketing there, and I got some friendships from being at that university that'll last forever. And now, it's funny. I play golf with guys, and they're telling me, "Hey, man, my daughter is just graduating from the University of Alabama, and she's back in Miami, but she doesn't like it. She wants to go back to Tuscaloosa." I said, I can understand why. It's just a special place, and Alabama. You think about Alabama through what's called through civil rights. People that look back at history and don't really go and see the state now really, they're doing themselves a disservice, because you got to give that state and the little small cities in that state a chance, because it's a beautiful place.
Is ego a big factor among kids, men that play in the pros? Is it difficult for the coaches? And I know some coach them better than others, and some handle them better than others. But is the ego a hard deal to overcome and get these guys to play the way you want them to?
So what's happening now is that kids are being, I call it, courted so young in basketball now. With this AAU program, this grassroots program, to where the good players have been catered to from most of their lives, and they you really can't. From what I'm seeing, is that people that want to coach them hard, you can't. These kids today, they really have a hard time dealing with. You find some that have a hard time dealing with authority, and you find some that have a hard time dealing with the type of verbal communication that old school coaches used to do. Raising your voice and pushing. Now it's kind of like what I see is that you have to be a persuasive coach, where you got to try and persuade them to do things, and a lot of programs depend on having everybody wants that one and done, but I see a lot of good programs that get five average talented guys with average talent go out and kick teams' butt with two so-called blue chippers. So once these kids understand that it takes more than just them to make a program work, I would probably say it's more selfishness than anything, when they really think they're above the program. So it's tough. I mean, I'm out 15 days out of the month watching basketball, and one of the things I really look at is the kid coachable, and second, does he have a toughness? You see so many kids, putting their head down, and the coach, instead of the coach being able to go over and raise his voice and tell him to do his job, they got to go pat him on the back and say, "Okay, Johnny, let's do it this way the next time."
We're talking with Keith Askins. Keith, before we talk about what's going to happen tomorrow, tell the listeners, you guys had LeBron James down there. He's probably, if not the most popular, one of the most popular athletes in the world now. What kind of guy that maybe people just watched him and don't know him? Tell us what kind of guy LeBron James really is. LeBron is one of the most giving persons that you'll ever meet. He's a very bright kid. I credit his mother a lot, because she raised him, in the right way, and she actually saw this talent that he has a God-given talent, and she actually put him in a position to succeed and put the right people around him to help him grow, not only as a basketball player, but as a business person and as a man, as a father. You'll never hear me say one bad thing about LeBron. He was one of the most giving and one of the most sincere, and high basketball IQ. And when you meet players like that, and you get a chance to work with them and interact. You don't try and tell him your way is right, because you can take a kid like him and tell him, I'd really like to see you get better balance on the jump shot, and he's so strong that he can actually get his shoulders a little past vertical, leaning backwards, and still make the shot. So he's a special talent,
and you try and give guys like that, suggestions that'll help them be better. And because that's the bottom line is when you're a coach, they watch film, but you watch a lot more film than they do. And when you're coaching someone like that, you better have evidence and you better be sure of yourself, because they're going to question you, and it's kind of like they want to know why. They want to know why. Okay, so why should I do this? Well, you can't go and say, I think it'll work. You better know it'll work.
Yeah.
If he goes out there and it doesn't work, he's going to say, all right, enough of your ideas.
Keith,
go ahead.
Talk about tomorrow, what's going to go on here, 86-87 team. I think were you a freshman on that team, Keith? What year were you?
Yes, yeah. I was a freshman.
Yeah, so talk about this, coming back. You guys will get together. It'll probably be like you won't miss a beat. You guys will tell old stories and have a great time. Just talk about coming back and maybe your relationship with some of those guys still.
Yeah, I look forward to. I'm actually working that game. I'm gonna come back. I'm gonna evaluate Alabama as well as Missouri while I'm there. And it's always good. Derek McKee, he's like my big brother. We speak. There's probably not a week that we don't say hello to each other. And we visit. We play golf together. We travel together. Well, our families have grown a little bit more now, so we can't travel like we used to, but we still find time to be together. I try and keep in contact with Mark since he's coaching. I'm actually going to his team tonight. But when, and JJ, I spoke to JJ just yesterday, James Jackson, I just spoke to him. His father just passed away recently, so I gave him a call to pay my respects. And, I learned so much and I was grateful that Derek and JJ and Terry and Craig Dudley, those older guys took me under the wing, and they accepted the skinny kid from Alabama. They knew I was going to give them everything I had every time I stepped on the court, and I wasn't going to back down to anyone. So I think they kind of respected that, and I hope I get a chance to see Bill DeVaughn and Big Michael Ansley. It's a group of talented guys, man. I mean, when you look at the makeup of that team, we had shooters, we had leaders, we had athleticism, we had rebounding, guys could pose. I mean, it was a special team. We just got beat by a team that shot like they never shot before against us in, Providence that year, but it's still a team to be remembered.
Keith, we appreciate you being on. I look forward to seeing you tomorrow, and have safe travels. And if we need to do anything for you when you get there, we have a luncheon. I don't know if you get there for the luncheon or not at 12, and then at the Coliseum, we're going to watch practice at Avery's practice. And whenever you can get there, we'll look forward to seeing you.
When you getting in, Keith? When you getting in?
You know what? I haven't even looked at my flight. I think I get in sometime afternoon. So I won't be able to see practice, but I'll definitely see you guys before the game.
Hey, well, I do know one thing, Keith. I listened to what you said. You learned something from Wimp Sanderson. You turned this into a business trip so you can write it off. That's pretty smart of you there, Keith.
Not any write-offs. I'm just coming in.
I'm just saying it's a business trip. You're coming in here to evaluate the talent, so that won't come out of Keith's pocket. That won't come out of Keith's pocket.
I'm coming in to do my job.
Thanks, Keith. Appreciate it.
All right, thank you.
See you tomorrow, Keith.
Tomorrow.
All right,
great.